Welcome to Looking at the Markets with David Modell. I want to talk about the MACD, MACD, Moving Average Convergence Divergence Indicator. A lot of people use this for the two lines here, and that is the MACD line in blue and then the smoothed out orange line, which is the signal line. And they're looking for crossovers, cross-unders, that kind of thing. And that's totally understandable. That's a pretty good way to use the MACD indicator. I get that. But a lot of people ignore the histogram here, which is the bars, which are either going to be green or red. Green meaning that you're looking at an uptrend, probably. I mean, look at the green bars over here, and yeah, you have an uptrend, right? And then you have red, which is, well, here's where it gets interesting, though. You could say red is a downtrend, or maybe red means a downtrend is possibly coming soon and look out, maybe take profits, that kind of thing, if you start seeing the red bars, okay? And so I think that the histogram here might have a little bit of predictive ability. Not really, okay? Nothing's really predictive, but it seems to anticipate problems pretty well. No guarantees, doesn't always work, all right? I'm not really into prediction, but take a look at the Apple stock chart here. Okay, this is the daily candlestick chart of Apple. Each candlestick represents 1 day of price action. But everything I'm saying today, you could try it out, test it out on 1-minute candles, 5-minute candles, whatever you like. Test it out with virtual trading, demo trading. Okay, not real money when you're testing something out, right? Because I don't want you to lose money when you're testing something out. All right. So I put a moving average up here, a 20-period exponential moving average in blue here. And a lot of people use this for its possible predictive value. Like if the candles are above the 20-period EMA, then that's bullish and they stay long, and then they go short when it breaks down, when the candles break down below the moving average. That's cool. And you would have been in the trade pretty much, you know, Apple's going up, up, up. Great. Okay. Then the candles are starting to get a little tricky, a little dodgy, sideways, and a little more volatile. Like this is a smooth uptrend here. Okay, you could totally stay long here, but now it's getting a little dodgy, a little questionable, right? But it's still mostly above the moving average, and so people would have stayed in, and then then it just dropped, right? So they might have gotten out here. I mean, that's okay. But notice the histogram on the MACD. It signaled trouble ahead way earlier, much earlier, like over here. Okay. So you didn't really get a trouble signal until here, like when trouble was about to happen, really, okay? When it really just broke down below the moving average. I mean, it dipped below it here for, like 1 or 2 candles, then came right back up. You didn't get really much of a super clear signal here. You got a really clear signal here when it broke down below the moving average. Here, way back here, when things started to get a little questionable with the price action, it wasn't a smooth uptrend like over here. It was getting a little dodgy. Yeah, you got that trouble ahead coming signal way back here with the histogram. And so that could have told you pretty early, hey, maybe start taking profits. You did great with that uptrend there. Maybe just time to get out, or at least start to scale out. You don't have to dump all your shares and sell them all, okay? All right, and then, look over here, right? Okay, when do you get back in? Well, a lot of people use the moving average, I'm not going to get in until it clearly breaks above, right? Till it clearly breaks above that line with the candles, which it did over here, let's say, okay? But look at the histogram. It gave you the all clear signal way back here. Told you, why don't you get in here, right? Or at least think about it, start to scale in. You don't have to go all in or out all at once, okay? You can start to buy a few shares if you want to. When the histogram bars start turning from red, red, red in a row to, oh, now it's green. Okay, maybe, again, not predictive, but possibly giving you a signal, okay? And that histogram can be pretty useful, okay? By the way, you don't have to look at the histogram if you'd rather look at the crossover. You can look at that as well. That's totally cool. because the two things happen at the same time, don't they? Okay, I get it. The histogram really just tells you about the crossover when it's green, and yes, it tells you about the cross under when it's red, with the MACD and the signal lines. I get that, but for me, what's easier to look at? Well, maybe I'm just getting older, but my eyesight can see the colors of the histogram very quickly, very easily. I mean, these are daily candlestick charts, but what if you're working with 1 minute candles? You got to see it quickly. You have to react quickly. So I see the bars are either, green or red. There's no in between here, all right? Whereas with the crossover, cross under, I can't really see exactly when it's crossing, especially if you're a day trader, intraday, something like that. Maybe easier to do with daily candlestick charts like here, because then you could take your time. And you could always hit that plus button to look at it more carefully. But I like this idea, being able to anticipate the move sooner with that histogram. I think that's pretty cool. It worked sooner here with the cross above also, as opposed to waiting a number of candles later for that cross above the moving average with the candles here. And so you really got a jump start with it. And that could be a good or bad thing, but I'm kind of liking it right now. And I've just been studying this recently, and I wanted to share this idea with you that, hey, maybe add that histogram on the MACD to your arsenal of signals that you use. You can combine it with something else. You don't have to use it just by itself. I mean, if you're just gonna buy whenever the bars turn green and then sell whenever it turns red, I don't know if that's really a complete strategy. Maybe an incomplete strategy there. You may want to add other things to it, along with watching the news. I mean, you want to see what's going on with Apple. Okay, you don't want to buy just because probably some lines told you to necessarily. I mean, you can, but I like to be more of a well-rounded trader. So those are my thoughts. I'm just spilling them out to you as they come to me. But I hope this is helpful as well. All right. So if you want to repay me, all you have to do is just subscribe to my channel. Give this a thumbs up on YouTube. I appreciate that very much. So thanks a lot, and I will talk to you again soon.